On the night of December 31st, the city was louder than ever. Music echoed from buildings, fireworks painted the sky, and people believed they were welcoming a new beginning. No one noticed that something important was missing. Sleep did not arrive that night. Not slowly, not suddenly. It simply never came. At first, people thought it was excitement. Staying awake on New Year's Eve felt normal. Families laughed it off. Friends joked about insomnia, and the city stayed bright long after midnight. But as the hours passed, something felt wrong. No matter how long they lay down, no matter how dark the room was, sleep refused to touch them. By early morning, hospitals began receiving strange visitors. Not sick people, not injured people, just confused ones. They all said the same thing in different words. They were awake. Completely awake. Not tired. Not exhausted. Just awake in a way they had never felt before. Doctors checked vital signs. Everything was normal. Heartbeat steady. Blood pressure stable. Brains active. Too active. The part of the brain responsible for sleep showed no response, as if it had forgotten its purpose. Patients didn't yawn. They didn't blink too long. They simply stared, calm and alert, listening to something no one else could hear. Outside, the city did not rest. Lights stayed on in every apartment. Security cameras showed people standing at windows all night, unmoving, eyes focused on empty streets. There was no panic yet. Only a quiet confusion spreading like a slow infection. As the second night arrived, fear finally appeared. People realized they had been awake for more than 24 hours, without feeling tired. Phones buzzed constantly. News channels struggled to explain what was happening. Scientists used words like temporary anomaly and mass insomnia, but none of those words felt true. Then the sound began. It was faint at first, a low rhythm beneath the noise of the city, like distant breathing. Some described it as comforting. Others said it felt familiar, like a memory from before they were born. Those who heard it stopped talking. They sat down. Listen. In hospitals, doctors noticed something terrifying. Patients who heard the sound began synchronizing. Their breathing matched. Their movements slowed together. Entire rooms turned their heads at the same moment, as if following an invisible command. At exactly 11:59 that night, screens across the city flickered for less than a second. Phones, televisions, billboards. Most people never noticed it consciously, but their minds did. One message flashed briefly, burned into the subconscious. Rest is no longer required. That was when the waking dreams started. People began seeing things without closing their eyes. Endless dark spaces, vast stillness, a presence so old it did not have a shape, only awareness. It had always existed, feeding quietly while humans slept. Sleep had been a barrier, a lock, and now the lock was gone. Doctors finally understood too late. Sleep was never just rest. It was protection. When humans slept, they disconnected. They became unreachable. But now, with millions awake together, something had found a way inside. On the third night, people stopped trying to sleep. They lay down willingly, eyes open, faces peaceful. Streets filled with bodies resting perfectly still, breathing in the same rhythm. The sound grew louder, satisfied. One doctor recorded a final message before the power failed. His voice was calm, but broken. He said humans were never meant to stay awake forever. That sleep was not weakness. It was survival, and by abandoning it, humanity had invited something ancient to fully awaken. When morning came, the city looked peaceful. Too peaceful. No traffic, no voices, just millions of people lying still, listening, connected by the same quiet rhythm. And somewhere within that silence, something finally rested. Not asleep, but fed. So, tonight, when you fight sleep, when you tell yourself I rest later, remember this. Some things only exist because we close our eyes, and if we ever stop sleeping completely, something else will never stop watching.